Okay. Hello, hi everyone. I think we're live now. Hi, this is Jackson, and this is my wife, Emily. And we, in case you don't know, we live in Vancouver, Canada, and we have 4 boys. And we've been running this digital business for 18 months. And so every week we will invite somebody major in our community into for an interview, so that we can learn from them, and so that we can get some insight, so the people who are following us can have more information about whether this is right for them or not, right? So today we're very happy. We have Dave and Roxanne. They're
the Dave and Roxanne.
The Dave and Roxanne from I think you guys in Alberta, right?
Yes, Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah, they're the golden couple of our community, and I won't say any more. I'll let them speak for themselves. Hi, Dave and Roxanne, how are you?
Good. Thank you, Jackson and Emily, for inviting us here. It's always an honor to be invited to do this in your page. So thank you so much for having us here.
Yeah, when we started this also way back, we also kind of watch a lot of this to learn. So it's a pleasure to really give back. Yeah.
Awesome.
So why don't we just jump right in, and then so Dave and Roxanne, can you share a little bit about your background? What did you do before this business, and then just let everybody know you.
Yeah. So I came actually to Canada in '96. I was from the Philippines. My background, what I went to school for is engineering, and it's aeronautical engineering. Sounds fancy, but out of all the engineerings, it's one of the most lowest paid. But that was the first time I realized that engineering wasn't for me, because I had this sickness called alarm clockitis. I don't know if you know what that is. And when the alarm clock goes off, you want to snooze it because you want to go to bed, and it just comes up again. You just want to chuck to the wall because you hate your job, right? And I was searching for something, and I was in chapters one day. It jumped out in just on the side of my my peripheral. The first personal development book I took out from Tony Robbins. It says "Awaken the Giant Within." Right. And I started to read, and it helped me because it asked, like, what are you excited about? What are you grateful for? That was kind of the beginning. And soon after, I actually got out of engineering, and I got into my first business, which is in financial services, and that's where I met Roxanne. I was her manager.
Oh.
No, she's your manager.
Yeah. I manage her really well because I married her.
Yeah. So that's where we met in our first business. And for myself, I moved here in Canada from the Philippines as well. In 2004, I graduated as a paralegal, and I'm working in finance in Calgary here. And also, the reason why we kept searching, we kept trying to do something else aside from our high-paid job, is that we realized that our high-paying job is just good for the two of us. And I have this dream when I moved to Canada that I want to give back to my parents. I want to help them in their retirement. And I've seen them work so hard because they migrated to here, and they gave up their comfortable home just to a sacrifice for us and give us a better life, because in the Philippines there's not a lot of employment. So I have this dream that I want to help them. And when I told Dave when we got married, he said that he's gonna help me. And that's when we started to search, and we committed to this journey.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life. So I said yes.
So we've been searching, and then 2 years ago, in 2018, over 2 years now, 2018, we found this online business. We educated ourselves, we watched the workshop, and now the rest is history.
I think we might have jumped up the question, but I think
that's all right.
No,
did you envision this to be something that you do full time, or were you thinking, oh, this is like our side gig, like a?
Yeah, that's a very good question. When Roxanne met me, I was already full on in business. I really kind of jumped out. I read the book from Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if you're then I that was kind of my vision, and but it kind of humbled me because I went back to employment many times. So really, when we came in here, it wasn't like we didn't expect it's going to be this fast. but our vision for our life really was to become full-time entrepreneurs. That's what that's what we've been doing for the last 10 years. Failed in many things, but yeah, we didn't expect it's going to be this fast, but we had. What do you think?
Yeah, we just, for us, we just want to to have this online business, of course, flourish and be able to help us pay off our debts. That's the main goal when we first started, because we were over 86,000 of consumer debts, including our cars and our debts, our credit card debts. And we wanted just to, because I was thinking at the beginning to have a second job, third job. We're hard workers, right? Immigrants are hard workers. And I told Dave, I want to find something else that will give us. And he said, a job will just give you, income, but it's not gonna pay you more than per hour, or you only have so much time. So he's the one that's searching for business. That way we can do something.
Yeah, it was quite a salesman job that I did. I used to be a general manager. I was in sales. I had to sell it to her because I have to give it to Roxanne, because at that point we failed in so many things that most of that was from our business failures, right? And here I am, trying to convince her. So, and yeah, you never know, right? When the next one is. That's why I say, fail your way to success, right? You cannot really. People, when they try something and when they fail, right? They stop doing it. And I tell people, right, your philosophy should be either you win or you learn, right? And if you have that mentality, right, you never lose. That's why you can become unstoppable that way. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like asking like my wife out. Like she said no several times. So you don't stop at the first few times. Right?
I thought this is interview. So when did you guys start your business, this online business? Is it 2018?
Yes, 2018, October 2018. But prior to that, he saw the webinar. I think 4 months prior to that, couple of months before that, it took him that long to convince me to even watch it, because I don't want to, I don't want to be excited, and I was scared actually at the beginning. But then the more he showed me real people, successful, ordinary people, that some of them are older than us, some of them are don't have like the education and all that, or limited in our
immigrants like us,
brand new, and some of them are brand new in Canada, but they're getting results. And I was like, wow, like if these people can do it, then that's when he he convinced me because of that. Like
plus the charm. I had to put in my best charm.
That worked.
So you were the skeptical.
Yeah, I was a skeptical. Yeah, skeptical wife. Yeah.
So looking back your journey, how would you describe your journey? Like it was like very smooth and like sunshine and rainbow, or was it challenging at first? Like how did you push through?
Yeah, this question is really tough for us, because there was a challenge like everybody else, but it wasn't as challenging as most people would have, right? The reason why is this. I always tell people want the glory, but they don't know the story, right? It's kind of like 24 months or even 18 months. Seems like an overnight success, but it's 10 years in the making. We've already failed in our previous businesses. We've already done personal development. We've already grown in our previous business. All of those are transferable skills. And when you're a business owner and you know what you failed before, right? It really wasn't really as an impact to brand new entrepreneurs, because to them, if you're a brand new entrepreneur, you fail at something or you did something, it takes you a while back to get back up. For us, we just kept going because we've already experienced this failure before, right?
Yeah. So
you said next, right? Next.
Yeah, like next. Like for us, emotionally, it wasn't as hard as we thought. It was actually easier than expected, because to
be honest with you, this is the easiest business we've ever done. Because we've been in kitchen tables like 2 a.m. in the morning, presenting to people, going home, getting nothing, right? And we've done a lot of things. We've done hotel presentations where nobody showed up, paid the hotel and only one or two. We've done crazy things, and for us, this was like, your biggest challenge was like, oh, the platform's not working. Next, move on. Like,
So, so like for people who are watching us or who will watch the replay, like what would you say is like a prerequisite of coming into this business? Like what kind of skill set or
Well, I think like the skill set for being an online business owner is really the good thing about this platform is the training, that it's simple and it's step by step. It's easy to follow. So that's actually like for us, it's everyone can follow step by step as long as they understand instructions and all that. But the prerequisite for us is you need to have you need to be coachable. You need to have a willingness to do something, and also to have a stronger why, because this business is just like any real business, it requires emotional strength, emotional intelligence, meaning to say you need to have a stronger, I think emotionally, because sometimes you will get frustrated, you will get impatient. I think impatience is, sometimes most people are impatient in this business, right? We don't want get rich quick scheme, but then if we don't get results, we get frustrated, right?
You're anxious. So,
so because we want results right away, and if you don't get results, most people will say this is not for me. I think really patience is the key, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. Strong reason why. I do a lot of coaching calls in our business, and a lot of people ask me, what's the secret to success? Is it having lots of money, time, skill set, and online support? Not to me, not all of it. It's strong, big why. Because I explain it like this. Imagine if I give you a mission, which is to climb Mount Everest, right? That's a mission, right? Even thinking about it is already hard. And but here's the thing: we're gonna give you a coach. We're gonna train you, give you all the time off and money in the world, even a guide to go up there, right? Now, that's still hard because we're talking about Mount Everest. If your only goal to get up there is to take a selfie when you get up, right? When you're frustrated, when you're cold, when you're almost freezing to death, you're going to quit because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But let's change the script. Let's say that your kids are waiting up there, right? Do you guys agree with me that regardless how cold, how frustrated, how tired you're going to get to the top no matter what?
Right.
Is that that's why reason why is important, right? And I've seen so many people succeed. They didn't have much resources, much support. In our coaching group, that one lady in mine, her name is Katrina. She was when she started, she was on her third baby, 2 months, right? She was on maternity. The husband was going back to school, so was on student loan. They didn't have much money to start, right? And the third thing is that the husband was not even supportive. They were fighting for the first 14 months of the business, right? And so, imagine, so I thought she'd never make it, but 19 months later, right? They're very successful. I mean, in the month of December, they made 42,000, 31,000 the month before, 21 and 19. And because of this, and the reason I asked her, Katrina, why didn't you quit when you started? When you start doing the training, the baby was crying, your husband was fighting you. Why didn't you quit? And she said, because I was thinking about my kids. We've been living in Toronto for 5 years. We still live in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? If I go back to my work in the bank after my maternity and I don't do anything else, that's insanity, because I want financial change, but I'm not doing anything different. And because of that decision that she didn't quit, today, they moved to a 2-bedroom luxurious apartment. She did go back to work after, but after 2 weeks, she fired her boss because she makes more money than her boss. So it's the strong reason why. And people have not kind of really dove in deeper. If they can dove deep, then they become unstoppable, right? So.
Right. I think why is really the important prerequisite for coming to the business. I read somewhere that the definition of insanity is that you want different results, but you keep doing the same thing over and over, right? So usually people want change, but they don't want to spend time and effort to make changes. So and then I have a question for you guys, that you guys are doing this business together as a couple like us, that we're not having many couples, not the main majority are the couples. So my question for you guys is that this business, would it help your relationship with each other, or does it create more fights or disagreements? How was it for you? because we have our version of story.
Yeah. For us, we actually learned so much on how to work together at the beginning. Again, like, because we did it previously, like other businesses as well before this, we learned how to work on our strengths. So at the beginning, there were times that I compare myself to him. There were times that I was competing with him, or I was trying to force him to do what I am good at or something. And but then later on, we learned our skills. We learned, what we're good at and what we like about what, because not everything you will like, right, in the business. So now for us, we work really good, and he does all the coaching calls. I do advertising. I do most of the technical stuff. So that's how we work, and he does all the training, and I help out with the training as well. But I think our marriage get closer because of business, and we're thankful to God about that, because now, like, it really, like, flourish our marriage, right?
Yeah, so in short, she does all the hard work. I just do all the talking.
You're the talker.
Anyway, it's not perfect, it's still because couples, right? I mean, there are days that you lose it. There are days that but that's normal, right? But I like what you said, which is you gotta focus on your strength, not your weakness, because it's just
because like if you force your spouse or your partner to do, like, for example, I tried to force him to post, like do the posting, but he's not very good at posting, or he's not into that stuff, right? Like images and pictures and all that, or advertising. Then I got frustrated, but because I focus on my strength and we work together, I think it actually multiplies. I think when you focus on your strength for yourself and for your partner, or with if it's a family business, then I think you will get more results.
That's right.
Yeah, I think same thing for us. At first, that we were so different, right?
Yeah,
and we have different ideas about how the posting should be done, or the advertising. So sometimes we fight at night, right? We're doing the advertising at midnight.
Yeah,
and then we're fighting, and
then
it's
we're
so
like
not worth it.
maybe arguing over little things.
That's normal.
I said, no, this is not what we want for our business or for our relationship. So we just take it easy, and then now, we learn how to work with each other, or not to fight with each other too much.
Yeah. So I guess to today we're here, and I think many people, again, we go back to the people who not yet inside, right? People who are on the fence and everything. What advice would you give them? Like, you've been, like, you're one of the most successful business owners in our community. What would you say to those people who maybe they have a why, they don't? I assume they have a why. Then how can they, convince themselves? I guess.
For those people that are skeptical or don't know what to do, right? Or maybe they think that it's not legit or something. Like, I would really suggest for them to be open-minded, because I can understand them. Most people are skeptical because one is they have bad experience, right? Which is, that's normal. Second one is, they're just not aware of it. Like, they don't know where to go, or, they're scared about it. So the only way that you can, try to educate yourself is to be open-minded, reach out to Jackson and Emily. They have a free workshop that you can attend to. So for us, because of this online business, now we're able to pay off all our debts, and we're debt free. We just recently moved to our new home because of the online business. You were able to save up a lot. For us, we came from a 2-bedroom home, 2-bedroom apartment, and now we're living in a 4-bedroom big home, right? And we're so grateful for that. And ministry is close to our heart, so we're able to give back to our church. Just sponsored 2 of our youth to go to a conference, paid for their flights, and of course our main goal was to retire our parents. Now we have more hope, and we're able to save up. We're able to give, treat our parents to restaurants or vacations, and it feels good to be able to give back. So, for those skeptical, it is a real business, because we are getting T4, or income, or
T4,
being taxed for our income, and for you to know about it is really just just watch the workshop, right?
Yeah. So my tip for everybody watching is to click the link,
Mm-hmm.
right? Click that link that you have, because whatever, there's one person told me there's only really two ways to earn more. First is you go back to school,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2 or 4 year degree that will retrain you in an industry that will pay more. Or number two, start a business. There's only really two ways. You start your own. It's called a startup, right? So you can start your own e-commerce business or even start your own restaurant, right? 9 out of 10 fail because startups is really hard. 90% fail. That's why people would rather go and buy a franchise, because it has a proven system, but it's not cheap either, right? We buy Subway, McDonald's, all this stuff, right? You can do that online too. You can start your own, but what we have is a proven system.
Yeah.
If all things are equal, going back to school again, starting your own business, franchise or an online business that in the same platform, if your goal is to pay off your debts a year from now, make 100,000, what's that?
Quit your job.
Quit your job, whatever your goal is. If all things, you're going to work hard anyways, right? For all those paths, what's the least amount to start with? What's the quickest to get there? In our most humble opinion, right? For us, right? Because $86,000 in consumer debt, it would have taken us a long time to pay it off. But with this vehicle that we use, it's just kind of quantum leaped us there. So click the link. That's the
Good advice. Yeah, we'll leave a link down in the comments later. And today's webinar already passed, but we do hold live twice a week. So do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I just have one last question before we go offline. That you mentioned quite a few times in our interview about strength, about your mindset or your physical or your discipline and so on. So could you share with us, one is for example, probably daily routine or daily habit that you are consistently doing every day to help you become a stronger person in life and also in your business?
So for me, I think the biggest strength that we have is, first of all, coachability in application and something that we've learned, right? So mindset is the big thing for us, because you are the chokehold of your business, which means that your business can only grow to the person you become, right? So if your mindset, your growth, your ability to envision where you're going to go, if it's not there, then you can't go. So our daily routine is, and we always share this in our mastermind, is the savers, which is the Miracle Morning, right?
Yeah. So there's a book called Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod for entrepreneurs, and he talks about the 6 routines that we do every morning, which is savers. It's basically silence. We do that, which is silence for us is prayer and meditation. A is affirmation. We're really big in affirmations, visualization. We visualize where we're going every single day, because our problem before is that we have vision board, but we don't look at it. We don't spend time with that. But now we're very consistent with that. Okay. Exercise. We try to exercise. Now that I'm pregnant, I lessen that. But reading or learning, right? Audiobook for him. I love reading. And then S is scribing or journaling. So really those are the routines that we do. Sometimes if we're busy, especially that we just move, we only do maybe some of it, right? Not all of it, but we try to do all of it, when we can.
Consistently.
If possible. But really, if you make the time, wake up early, that way you can spend more time in your in yourself, in your growth.
Yeah, and it's such a simple task, but it's why we're here today is because we do the easy thing that's easy to do, but also not so easy to do, right? Because silence affirmation, that's so simple, right?
Yeah.
But it's not so simple to do either every day, right? It's like the gym, right? And so maybe go to the gym. I have a membership. You have a membership, but did you go? Right? That's the question, right? If you don't go to the gym, right? So for us, I watch that same personal development every day. I read a book every single day. Visualize. The more I visualize, it becomes so vivid, right? It becomes so clear. Because if you've been there in the mind, you have to be. You can't be there in the body if you haven't been there in the mind. Every successful athlete, golfer, basketball player, whoever it is, has been there in the mind first, very clear, before they've been there in the body, and that's just And the more you do it every day, it becomes very clear. It's like a six-pack, right? The more you go to the gym, the six-pack starts to show, right? That's why I don't have a six-pack yet, because after a week it doesn't show, so I quit going. Anyways, I think we're going over.
You guys' life will be transformed again soon.
Yeah.
And best of luck. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you still find time to do those 6 things when the
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We'll
We're gonna do
do
our
our
best.
best.
This is the ultimate test.
I'm sure. Yeah. Good luck, and thanks again
Yeah,
for
thank you
spending
so
the time with us. And yeah, good luck. Okay.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Emily.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, Dave and Roxanne. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.